Alright, welcome everybody. I'm the Caretographer, and today we're making maps. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope we all have a nice warm drink. Oh yes, a slurpy slurpy to you and yours. Let us get some maps going. Do I have any more? Sure. Okay, my keyboard. So today we are going to be finishing the road pack. It's a project that I've been working on where essentially we have a bunch of different biomes, 20 different biomes that have roads, and now we'll have campsites as well. So for you dungeon masters, if you want to add a couple sessions of travel with some random encounters, this could be a great way for you to just have a very quick and easy map to add to your campaign. And of course, all these maps are free on my Patreon at Caretographer, so go check them out. First thing we gotta do, this is the old map, and I like taking the old maps and kind of just like reassessing them. But what I did last time when I did this was just start fresh, because now that I'm here again, it's the same thing, just start fresh entirely. So I'm just gonna clean the whole board down. So that way all the shapes are random. We covered the whole thing with ice, and then we just like cut into the ice. I think if I remember correctly, kind of try to use these shapes, but let's start by putting our campfire down, which I always like doing like some type of imagery. So for this, the imagery is, this campsite is always pretty much in the same spot. It'll like move like a smidge here and there on certain maps, but for the most part it's in the same spot, which is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Juju. It's usually like here or here. We can put it there, just so we can build around it. And I gotta get my manager up proper so I can see your messages. I have it on. Power mode out. Should stay open. Please stay open for me. That's the other thing. It doesn't refresh. There we go. Okay. Guess we'll just leave it like that. I like that. Alright, so essentially we're just gonna make this like a little icy tundra. Ice. Maybe we can start by building. I have this idea of just like an icy buildup that kind of has created a shelter or like a little cove. So we'll just start placing ice chunks down. A little icicle cache over here. Just gonna want to like detail it up a little bit. It's more like ice stalactites, but add some spikiness. I know there's more ice. Boop. And a boop. And a boop. Really, that's all there is? Alright, that's all there is. We're gonna have to get creative. Why don't we do another one of these, because I like the shape. So you can make them all kind of like pretty big openings. I'm seeing like here. 1, 2 way. Like here, I guess. Get that grid away. Oh, dude, collision's off, my friends. Collision's off. So shiny. It's so shiny. Terraces. And then we're going to cover like most of this with snow, so I'm doing this. So it kind of looks cool with this, the step. Yeah, that looks good. Have it like hide underneath. Yeah, that looks really good. Finding ways to make assets look different, even though they are the same. Maybe trying to keep with this. Like that. That's it, I think. That's pretty random. And try and get some snow chunks to cover it up. Gotta be smart with how you place your snow, though. There we go, I like how it pours down a little bit like that. Do myself a favor here and cover a whole bunch of it with this big cube. However, I do want to leave that maybe not so big. Yeah, remember, it's going to get cut off right here because I do sharp edges on these maps. I always like letting some of the ice poke through. I think it's a good touch. And then like always try to fill these in these little crevices here as best we can. Honestly, like that the better. The more you can get like the separation in these little peek throughs, I think the better it looks. Because usually they're always one big flow, And it, like, you kind of just like start to notice it when that's the only method you have. Like right here, I think a big flow looks good. You can try and do some more on the step here. Okay. So there's all these little tight corner cracks. We could do more in here, actually. Yeah, it almost looks like there's like layers of ice that have been covered over here to an extent, right? Something like that. We can always take something like this, cap it off. Don't know if I like that. I think I like it without all these things. Just have it taper off, I guess. It's looking pretty good. I don't think it needs much. Let's see what it looks like in export mode, or we'll go in layer mode. And do this to kind of chop it off a little bit. Oh, that cube is very noticeable. That. This looks kind of bad there. All this snow up here needs to be redone. We could just do like one big clump. Like so. Do some more. Trying to get like just like a little edge of snow. Some snow could go in there too. It's gonna look like a bunch of beads if I do that. That's the trouble with it. Put the cat in. All right. Well, we got this cool little ice flow going. Just maybe try to put some more chunks of ice out and about. So it's not just the one. Oh, hello. Welcome, Jezebel. You know, like maybe some more pieces that are kind of just like surrounding the camp a little bit. And then do we even want these icy spikes? Probably not. It's more for like an ice cave in my opinion. This is kind of like an open ice bluff of sorts. Jaja bean. I think just these two. Something like that. What does it look like from the side? Still pretty flat. Hey, stop chewing on that. Why do you always gotta chew on that? Alright, Jezebel, enough. Thank you. Snow with an E. Nice. Kind of looks pretty good. Like that. And then here, there'd be a big buildup on this side of it. Kind of like how it like wraps around the sides a little bit. Shape of snow. Okay, so now we're going to come in and we're going to make it like a large ice flow. So I think what I was doing last time was like taking these shapes and just cutting them out with a water line, and then come back and like just smooth the edges. Like there's a shape, zoop, zoop. You know, like little chicken nuggets. This is what they look like. They're all chicken nugget shapes. So there's like some variants to the shapes that's outside of. I always like trying to find cute ways to make things look different without my brain actually having to do the randomization, because it's hard. I always say it's hard to be like a random generator processor. It takes a lot of computing power to be the computer. And I think just like innately, like we have like when it comes to like, I don't know, like Dungeons and Dragons, like if I'm trying to think of an item to give somebody on the fly from a treasure box, like it's hard to not feel like bias about it, because you know so much information and you could just make any decision at any time. And like to truly be random and sporadic, it's like I'd rather just like rely on like a donjon or some type of generator that has a cute AI program to just boot out, you know, some type of random loot. You know, but in art, it's a little bit different, because you know you're going for a certain designed look, and the product needs to be a certain way. And like furthermore, like designing a program to just be like, oh, randomly cut holes in the ice to make, like that's like a lot of work to create that program. So it wouldn't really be practical, right? Like at the end of the day. But like throwing a big bucket list of items into a random number picker, it's a very easy program to make. It has a lot of viability to be used. So essentially, you know, the thematic of the map is, you know, they're traveling on a road or in some icy tundra, and they see over the hill yonder, like on the horizon, a large buildup of an ice flow, right? Stick a campfire in that ice flow, and you got yourself a campsite. The next map's going to be a lot more snow. So when I have the snow, I'm gonna bust that igloo out. Where is that igloo? Igloo! Look at it. It's immaculate. It's so nice. It's gonna be such a cool map. Okay. And I think we just grab the snow brush and just get to dusting. Go here, you can go to weather. Oh, snow's on. Oh, undo. We're going here. Give all my snow another skirt of snow. Layers. And always have it like cut off at one of the edges on the point like that. This will blend in together. And then if I want to get extra crazy, I can, there goes my water wash. I can try to do like a faded taper on it. I'm not sure if I want to do that. That looks really good. You see how like it really starts to come together when you start adding all these lines and layers? Let's see. Hey. There we are. And again, I'm gonna try to just like stay within the confines of what those ice lines give me for my shapes. Because what it does is it gives me this really sporadic, icy looking shape. And also, if you notice, the snow that I'm using lets those cracks through now that I have it on like full fade. So you get a lot of that feature still, it doesn't go away. brush I can get at this one. There we go. I want to do like this whole layer with snow, and then we'll just load some patches in here. Really just makes it look like it's just bulky, and just allow this build up. It's adding lines. Fashion art, we love lines. We can get rid of those last two because I like this being a little bit stripped out, maybe. And I guess let's see here. See how it looks if I just add some patches in. Also, I think I want to do this. Don't like the sausage. Oh, that's right. I can do ice around these because I'll cover them. Yep, that's what I'll do. New idea. Boop. And we can go really quick with this too. I'm gonna do a smaller brush for the smaller holes. Then we take an abstract. We'll do that later. First, I want to finish the campsite. So we're gonna make like an ice bench. Blue. Do I love it? Do I hate it? I think I hate it. It's too much. You can see the same shape too much. I don't like it. Oh, there's that snow. snow-covered rocks look good. Yeah, that looks good actually. Couple of rocks. Yeah, that adds a little snow. Cover that a little bit. Let's go with this. Let's go with this. Like, it's like some like big rock outcropping in the middle of the fjord. Inside the flow that we see, and then it makes the rock so crazy. Oh, like that. Go. Looking good, looking good. And then like cover the seam with something. Where's the little rock? Where is it? Snowing. There it goes. Oh, because it was on the ice floe. That's correct. That's correct. I know that. I know these things. I've been really liking using the rock walls. Not enough. I would love to see this consolidated in some fashion someday. Put on my little list of things to do. They just look good. You know, like it just looks good. Gonna get some snow up in here. because I can't really get snow up here. I like cheese it in myself. Which is totally fine. Totally fine. Just find some like-minded edges there. Have it taper. Same process as doing it, you know, with the brush or anything else. See that little edge there? Find it. Match it. Yeah. Beautiful. I like the rocks really give it some more feature and some definition. I think one more rock. This is one of my favorite rocks. I always love this rock. And it also accentuates the this shape here with a different texture and a different application. So I just like that imagery. This is pretty much done. Let's throw my abstract down and see what it looks like with the super dark blackness. Beautiful. Oh, I forgot one now. Santa Maria. Scoop. Scoop. Let's trim back some of these bigger ones. Base camp. Let's see what it looks like on export. Beautiful. Yeah, once it gets cut off like that, it looks super clean. Shut the fire off. Dog sled in the ice. like the idea of adding something in here. Like maybe this small little. Scattering of rocks, rope, grab this spool, make it tiny, try to hide the other piece of it, and then grab one of these guys, hide it in the rock. Oh, gotta go higher a little bit. Essentially as like another seat. And if you notice, like I always try to do some type of custom seat. But not every map is the same and gets the same. I really like using a little bit of rope in the snow. You don't even notice it. I think that's the best. We're gonna go with that, and then we're gonna go in here, go and get our snow. Yeah, we love that. We love that. I want to see something. No, do not like that. It's too much snow. That's for the snow map. The map full of snow. Well, there's a way I can get snow on the campfire. Don't know. We'll just say you can't. File, save, sunlight's on, done, export, excerpt. We got 3 maps left on this project. Ice Camp Dawn. Oh, actually, you know what? Well, we'll just leave it off. You should be on. You're in a snowy place. You'd keep the fire going at all times. That's my thought process. Ice Camp Dawn. Ice Camp Dawn. Ice Camp Day. And we like doing the four time assets or time settings, light settings, just because we can. It's not that much work to export things 4 ways, and that way, you know, depending on what you want to do, like there's times where I like pulling out like the right lighting for the map when I can, if I have it, you know, if it's there. It's one of those unnecessary things that's like, well, if you got it, then no problem. And I think they're going to do like a quad export option soon, so you can just export it all light settings all at once. Ice Camp Dusk. And Ice Camp Night, which we will again go grab a candle just to accentuate the light now that it's dark out. A really dark map, so I want to get a nice bright ring there. Export Night. Ice Camp Night. Boom. Open schmap. No straight road. Oh yeah, I figured this was a stretch of mountains. Very repetition. Flatten. Give it all my mountain here. Where do we want to put this camp? Well, same as before. Bonfire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like there. Igloo. Like so. And that way we can making this up. I don't actually know what it would look like inside of an igloo that had a fire pit. Probably just be all ice or all snow, regardless. If I had to guess, this is too much. There should be stuff in here anyways. Trying to use some random generation here. Find our favorite rock. Beautiful. Get rid of that one. And then just like get rid of the ones that don't fit. Beautiful. Right, right, right. Okay. Dirt. I'm thinking dirt. Let's first erase ourselves a place for a path to exist. Let's find ourselves the right size. Good. Build ourselves a second igloo. Just to try to like mimic the shape. So there's like an interior and then an exterior, but the exterior is just gonna be dirt. Is my idea. Don't know if I like it. Don't know if I hate it. Don't like any of it. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10. Hey, what's up, Ricky? How you doing, brother? Welcome to the stream. So we're working on a snowy biome camping map. So essentially, I had done a bunch of different themed biomes as a road, just like a basic road map. And now I'm following all of those biomes up with just like a camping map. And it's part of like the collection I'm making so that, you know, dungeon masters who just want to have a random encounter or so a couple travel scenes can just kind of pick the biome that they're in and, you know, plug and play, essentially. Like this. I think we just gotta add some shape to the map. Yeah, like they live behind a couple snow mounds. I like this. The last one. That back down. What are you up to, Ricky? How's your day been? There you go, getting after it. Nice easy day. We love that. Ooh, there you go. See what's on the shelves, maybe? Grab a new Hawaiian shirt. You never know. That's much better than having that be a dirt road. Just a little heap of snow. Maybe share some of these trees over here. Yeah. Give a little bit of an edge to the road here. On this side, that would be lower on that side. Okay, let's see his barrel. You know why? Just, every now and then just stick a nice barrel somewhere. It looks good. I always like hiding the, I always like hiding the little knob, the little cork that sticks out. Lantern. Okay. Lantern out front. There is what's inside. Pair of snowshoes by the door. Pair of skis. Yeah, y and x-axis. I agree. That would be nice. One day, my friend, one day. Like that better. Yeah, it would. I mean, it's like, it's not weird. It's just, the thing that I keep hearing always is just like, they didn't plan for a lot of these things. So therefore, like, in order to accomplish them, they have to like completely rework the way that they did make the assets. So it's not like, not every asset can just be changed, you know, in that regard. They'd have to like go back and like redo how they do a lot of the assets. Like, for example, something that like I see frequently is like a lot of old assets, and I would love to see this expanded. But like this rock, we can take this rock, we can color this rock. That's so much fun. We can't do that with every rock. And there's a whole bunch of assets that can't do that. And a lot of the newer assets I've been noticing can do that. So I feel like they're like, as they move forward, they start integrating a lot of these things with a lot of the assets, but they can't just like go back and redo all the work that they already done. I mean, they can. It's just, that takes time and money and, you know, manpower, labor, right? Yeah, essentially just playing catch up. You know, as they move forward, they'll continuously, you know, like their percentage of assets that do operate the way we want them or way we prefer will increase. And just in general, like a lot of people will ask, like on Mac streams and stuff, like what the state of the early access is, and like is it worth the buy even if it is the early access. But like in reality, like it's a full-blown program that does a complete job very well. And I hate the idea that they've coined with this early access, because this isn't an early access. Like, this is a full program. This has been tested and edited and patch tested and bug tested several years in a row. Like, early access only lasts 6 months to a year while you get all that information and then re-release. Like, they're just continuously working on this product. It's like open access. You know, we need another name to call what they're doing with this game. It's just full tech support. It's full dev support. Like, the game is always being adapted, you know? So since I've purchased this program for the one-time cost, they have not stopped working on it and not stopped adding things to it. And it very much is worth that investment that you put in. You already get your investment back with what the program is. I think there's a lot of stuff that you just have to take into your own account, and you gotta, you know, be the one to do it. I like this, but just not so big. Not so big. Flow. Yeah, let's try and get in there and get all cutesy. You know, like stuff that I'm doing here, like adding this bucket and then putting an ice over it and then filling the back around with snow. Like, that's something that this program and no AI program will be able to do ever. Not ever. That's something that is completely different. Like, the best an AI can do is take one of these already generated assets, boop boop, stick it in. Maybe play with some of the customizations on it and like change the colors and stuff. This sled's actually dope, yo. Check this out. Damn, I didn't know they had this. This thing's so cool. This needs to be a map. But you know, so it's like some of the stuff, some of the aesthetic, a lot of like the soft touch, you know, like they'll just, I don't even know if they have autofill on igloos. So like in general, this igloo doesn't play around in the room generation, random generation stuff. But like even when you do like a full room, one of the things that always bothers me when you do a full room generation, right, is there's no intuition to where the windows and where the doors are. So it's like the AI generating population thing is something that is great. Like, this is pretty even, right? You know, they did a good job of making this room placement even, but like, there's no physical way for anybody to get behind this altar, right? Like, so either you gotta come in here and change it, or you gotta throw it away and regenerate it, right? So they do a good job of like filling in the space that you have. But like at the end of the day, like you're gonna have to edit that auto gen. Like the auto gen's never gonna be perfect. Oh, whoa, when did that ice flow get so low? Nice. Gotta redo my snow. And I honestly think they spend a lot of time in the dev. I don't know any of these answers for sure, but it feels like they spend a lot of time trying to get the auto features to pop off. And I'm just like, just make the manual tools more intuitive is where I'm at. And maybe that's just because I'm a map maker and I really enjoy playing with the program, etc., etc. But like, and honestly, I think like that's the direction for some reason. The direction is always to try and make mapping easier in the sense of it's done for you. And like I just don't think that's the answer, in my opinion. You know, I think it's the other way around. Make it easier as in like when we do take the time to make a map, we can do more and we have more specific tools to dissect our maps up and make stuff, right? And there's just a lot of efforts, I think, in general to try and not simplify the prep, but just like kind of like get rid of it. Yeah, it feels like their perception of it is very similar to the community, or at least like our conversation right now. And that's one thing I do really appreciate about them, which is like they listen and they hear their people. I'm trying to find just like a really spiky snow lump. But all just like maybe a snowball would work better. Yes! Alright. Alright. And I think they've said it before, or at least Max said it. I don't think like they really appreciated or knew the type of like response they'd get back from the community, right? But like I just think in general, like you look at Wizards of the Coast and just like a lot of programs and what they're doing, a lot of like it's like the CEOs and the people making these big business decisions, you know, are like, they're trying to find some other way to make the game for us. But like, I don't think it's ever gonna work, you know. And I think we've seen a couple attempts at it, you know, and and it's just like, it's a community thing. I don't think the community really wants that. I think some people in the community want that, but I don't think the majority of the community wants that. I'm just trying to add some more pieces to it, so it looks like a little chunky almost. There we go. But I totally agree. I think they started with a vision, and, you know, through just community conversations and really being engaged with the community, they have heeded a lot of our concerns and just seen what the program can be, which I think is almost more exciting, because it's like, when you make maps with Dungeon Alchemist, they are not like maps you make with any other program. And the one thing that like they're lacking, which is they're getting on now, is just like over-the-top roof generation, which if they do have that, it puts them another step way over all the other map generators, you know? Like, it's exciting. It's exciting what it is. Give me more things. This is yeah, maybe a chair in here. I also agree with that, but that is more a conversation of like computer requirements, you know, and just the state of the current computer world, you know, like that. The processing power to render a 3D environment fully and export it is huge. It's a huge file. It's just absolutely ginormous. My buddy, one of my old friends, worked for, I think it was Wayfair, and like they would make catalogs and photos of, you know, just like the interior of a room. You know, like if they're showing a new item that they're gonna sell, like a table or a sofa chair, right? They would have a rendered image of that sofa chair, and then they would stick that in a rendered world, light it, texture it, you know, make it look like it's some perfect kitchen. And then they would export that and send it, and that was what they would photograph to print. You know, that was their image. And like quite literally, dude would finish all their work on the program, which ran smooth and fine as long as you have a decent mid-range computer with the RAM and the graphics processing unit to function on it, right? But then would literally just click export and walk away from his computer for, I don't know, an hour, 2 hours, as like his high-grade, full-bore fucking PC was just working double time to generate the file for this, you know? Now, when it's one person's computer who works for a big company who then takes that photo and puts it on other work computers and exports it in print, that's a different story. When it's the Dungeon Master's computer plus all the party mates' computers or people joining in on a server to like have multiple people seeing that rendered image, like it's just insane output, you know? Like, I don't think we're technologically there yet, and it's really alluring. And the idea, when I first turned on Dungeon Alchemist, that was the first thing I was like, no way. I was like, we get 3D worlds now? I thought we were there. I don't think we're there yet. And I think we have a long ways to go as far as technology to get there, to the point where it's like a quality of life or a standard of life, where the majority of gamers or the majority of people in this group have, you know, about the average same requirements. And I would say I've noticed through D&D that I would say the majority don't have a nice computer or a good rig that can run stuff like this. And even if you include all the people that play online only, it still wouldn't be the majority. I run into quite a few people who are just playing on their laptop, just playing on their phone or their tablet. Very few people percentage-wise in the D&D community, I think, have high output gaming rigs. There definitely is a lot of us. There's definitely creators and content people like us and video gamers who also have rigs that can do this stuff. But I think majority-wise, it's not really where the market is, and just technology-wise, it's a lot of work. Yeah, I have to check out Tailspire. Been like, what is it? What is the requirements and the ramifications on like people's computers? You know, is everybody working double time and just burning their hard drives? You know, because it's like driving a car. You know, like you can take your car out and that thing can go 120, but if you drive your car at 120 all the time, no matter what, with minimal brakes, that car is going to start having a lot of issues. You know, they're going to start adding up. Not biased. I think it's with computers, it's more of a it's more of like it's just a physical reality. You know, like it's like water going through a hose. Like you can physically only fit so much water through a hose. Your computers can only perform at certain specs for a given amount of time. If they are always going at maximum, your computer will wear out faster. You know, if you're a lesser power computer and trying to do stuff that's over your lifting limit, it's just like you with your muscles on a bench press. You're gonna give out. That computer's gonna give out and crash. You know. It's kind of just how computers work, and you can get around a lot of stuff by, you know, building your own computers and finding, you know, deals on parts and stuff. It's not necessarily a money chase, but it is like a requirements like thing, like just at the end of the day. Which is why I think a lot of people in D&D community don't have like high power gaming rigs, because a lot of us come to play free D&D. It's one of the you know, last bastions of a free game that you can enjoy. I'm just trying to figure out what else I should add to this. I think I should do a ring of snow around this, but I think I should do that with this. I'll do that last one. So I wouldn't necessarily understand where my bias it might be showing, because I feel like in that conversation it's not my opinion, it's just like the reality of how computers work, you know. So it's not to like put anybody down or in that regard. It's just kind of like, the more you know about the computers, the safer you can operate your computer, you know. When you figure out what's important and what's not important in your computer, you can save a lot of money and put power where it needs to be. It's very similar to having like a car that you like to tweak on or work on in the garage, you know. You can go to the dealership and get a super expensive car, but you can also take a junker and put a couple of the right pieces in that you found a discount on and really soup up a vehicle to, you know, aftermarket value. I don't like how sharp that is. some rocks in over here. Here fairly soon, around 1 o'clock was the goal. Yeah, I think that actually looks good as it gets cut off. Oh. Oh, cool. That does show through. We love that. Don't like that patch of snow there. Oh, yeah, totally. Because, yeah, like, again, like, I feel like that's not too crazy to say. Like, majority of D&D players don't play online. The majority of D&D players do not play online. B, you know, they don't have computers in that regard. I think there's a good portion of us, like, kind of like, I guess, like, super fans that really, really, really enjoy D&D and also probably came from a gaming background. Like, I built my computer to play video games, not to render 3D maps. That was never the intended use of my computer. I think in general, like, that market's growing, but like I said, it's like, you know, like an average performance, you know, of the market, right? So the majority of D&D people won't have an average computer that can, like, run stuff like this for probably another 5-10 years, you know, give or take. Like, heck, in this economy, you kidding me? Can't afford a new computer right now. Which is why I try to, you know, take care of this one that I have so that it doesn't bust out. You know, I'm not going to overwork my computer and then not have it. That's not fun. Not fun for anybody. Yeah. Like, to a certain extent, like, this is, like, completely ancillary. Like, it's not needed. Again, it's like again, like, I think, like, to, like, superfan, people who really get into it, people who really have, like, a flair for art, or people who want to, like, go the little extra mile. A lot of people just prefer to play without map. I do think D&D itself for battle requires some type of map. And at the end of the day, doing full theater of the mind for dungeon crawling is also really hard. Not impossible, just hard. When like the DM's like, oh, you enter a room that's 60 foot by 60 foot. On the north wall, there's a door. On the northeast wall, there's a alcove. On the eastern wall, you know, like when they go through all the cardinal directions and try to describe this whole room to you, I'm just like, oh my god, that's so many words. It's hard for my brain to freaking piece it together. Like, so I'll be like sketching a little square with a door, you know, so like just to visualize things, sometimes it's easier to have a light visual aid. I just think D&D historically has always played very well on a black and white type drawing, right? Or map. So yeah. That is true. It is hard for some people, it's easier for others. What some people don't like, other people enjoy. There's all sorts of variety in life, which is, you know, also back to the original conversation, which is why maps like this, you know, are a thing, and people care about them, because not everybody's the same. Yeah, I came from playing D&D on graph paper, my guy. Where you didn't get a map, you either drew a map, or you didn't have a map. The Dungeon Master did not care. The Dungeon Master said, I provided you with everything that you need to know. You may now either take notes on it or not. I was always the map guy. Because I don't like taking like notes, like writing words. I do like drawing. I do like making maps, right? So it's like, the roots can extend into different, but like, that was me when I played D&D like in high school and stuff. And when I first learned the game, when I was very new to the game. Now that I play it like once or twice a week, going on for 4 or 5 years, you know, like I like a little extra. I like a full texture resolution map, you know, with a friggin' igloo and a lantern on a barrel. You know, I like that. It's fun for me. It builds the thematic for me. View it all from the side here. I know this is really sloppy, but it kind of had to be. I think it's good. I don't want to add too much. The question is how do I want to do the exporting on this? Yo, get it up. Thrift it up, Macklemore. You got this. We'll see. I'll be finishing up soon anyways, so. Scoo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, save as. So. Squee-doo-doo, Skundum. Oh, my neck. I thought it was an interesting bit of wordplay. I tend to be someone who cares a lot, maybe cares too much, depending on how you want to view it. And I thought, you know, Caretographer was a cool way to work it in. You know, it's just a cute little wordplay, and it's really funny because most people will be like, Caretographer, did I pronounce that right? You know, and I'm like, no, like you got it perfect, first try, like good for you, you know. So I was worried the wordplay sometimes it confuses people. It definitely confuses people who have English as their second language, because you're like that throwing that extra E in there, they have no idea if it should or shouldn't be there, right? Unless they're like really, really versed in that second language. But in most cases, I found people tend to pick it up right away. And I like it because there's a lot of people's names who are Caretographer, like this Cartographer Chronicle, so like I get to use the word Cartographer, which is a pretty descriptive word, and people know what that means, and I get to have my own flair on it, essentially. Long-winded answer for you, Aaron, but thanks for the question. I appreciate that. I gotta do lights off. How are you doing, Aaron? What are you up to today, my friend? I would say at this point I do specialize in cartography. I've been making maps for close to 2 or 3 years now. I have a lot of free content on my Patreon if you want to check out some free maps at Caretographer on Patreon there. Getting close to, I'd say, 100 maps for free. And then a bunch of other ones that I do some commission work. Yeah. Nice. You can definitely learn a lot through the community in Dungeon Alchemist. Everyone has their own creative flair that they bring to their maps, and some of these tricks are things I would have never thought of. A lot of ideas have been shared, and I look at somebody else's map and I'm like, wow, I never would have thought to use an asset in that fashion, right? And kind of just opens your eyes to what could be possible. I'm good. I'm having a good day. I've got about 30 minutes left on my stream. I gotta head out and run some errands, but I've made 2 maps, 2 of these camp maps like this, and I think I have an Underdark and a swamp left for my biomes, and then I'll have 20 biome camp maps ready for a package, which if you check out like my TikTok, you can find, I'll usually do like a teaser video. Again, like at Caretographer TikTok, all my handles. Yeah. Awesome. Do you play Dungeons and Dragons, Aaron? Awesome. I'd appreciate that. Yeah, you can definitely find a lot of cool stuff. Some one-off projects, some bigger projects. I have like this magical college. It's like 20 maps that all kind of interconnect. Like you could place the maps next to each other. They're all oriented, in their cardinal directions specifically. One day I'll print it all out and slap it together and have one big map of the entire college campus. Or if I get a computer big enough to do it, right? Snow camp, Dawn. That's awesome. There's no other place to start, and honestly, like in general, like there's never been a better time to learn. We have so many tools at our disposal. You can come onto my stream anytime if you have a question about something you're running, a monster, or even just like, what should my story be? Rattle away. There's so many people who are ready and willing to help you kind of figure out the game for your own enjoyment. There's YouTube videos, there's shorts on TikTok, on YouTube, all over. So much information. Export. I think I'm just gonna export all of these with the roof on, and then I'm gonna add lighting and export them with the roof off. So what you're seeing here, I do like a lot of different exports, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and I tend to do a lot of this stuff because I release my content for other people's consumption. But like the amount of work you have to do when you're just doing stuff for yourself in your own campaign, it's much, much less. And a lot of stuff can be custom designed, so put that candle on last. It depends. So the way I would handle, like, say here, I'll just show you. Say, let's go. This is one of my projects. This is the campaign that I'm running. We just finished Act 1. For sure. Well, do you make the maps yourself? Are you using Dungeon Alchemist? How do you go about producing this let's see, it is a vertical map of a city that spirals upwards. Where are you, Flourishing Estate? My goodness. There you are. So this is a castle that I made. It has 3 floors, 4 floors. There's a basement map to it. Yup. So the technique that I use on this is I take the same map and I just put a layer on top of it, right? So if you're going to try and do this physically, it could just be several pages that you can stack and then remove one, remove another, and that's floor 2, remove another, that's floor 3, right? On computer, you got to get a little bit, knifty with it. But I mean, physically, I have this 3D build that I made. Yeah, exactly. And honestly, if it was a spiral, I imagine a spiral is always interconnected, right? It always comes up with the stairwell never ends. So in that regard, you could make a base tile, which is how I start this. So I'll go to the first floor so you can see, where this began. And it'd be a similar concept as this. Is you pick what that spiral is going to look like, where it starts and where it stops, and what you can see on one individual floor of it, and then just repeat it. And actually, I have a spiral staircase map that I can show you. So this is the same map. So I just made like the basic shape, the structure. I went and grabbed the black and white photo of this, and measured it up as best as I could. It's not perfect, and then essentially the next floor just is put on top of it with the same shell. In Dungeon Alchemist, I have to get a little fancy where I actually have to place the walls myself. I don't get a lot of this auto generation. But if you're drawing it, you have no restrictions on what you can add to all the floors. So you could do it like that. And then one thing I would show you, let's see if I can find commissions, tower second, tower third, red. Yes. So check out this tower map, this wizard tower map I made. Oh my goodness, is this the wrong one? I have it exported, but I might have lost the... Oh, you know what? Yeah, layers. So what I do is I had to export this one. Heights, with size, with scaling. I'll show you what I mean by that in a second. So one thing you're doing when you're doing a spiral map is you want to... Little features can go a long way, right? So you can essentially have the same circle with the same spiral stairs, but the spiral stairs are going to continuously move up and kind of almost morph and change. So watch, I have these placed like halfway on the circle here and halfway on the circle here. This is where the stair starts. This is where the second floor begins. So the map cuts, but the stairs keep going, right? So what that means is the second floor of the tower, the stairs got to start there because we've gone up a floor, right? And so we're seeing from that step up on beyond it. So I messed this up the first time around and I had to change it. And even still, I had to just kind of move it over a little bit but I guessed how much space might be traveled in between that open void, so about maybe 2 tiles as you switch from one floor to the next. And then I took a green screen image and kind of just added some stairs in there because I physically just couldn't do it. But you notice how the stairwell moves and it pivots over. So with your spiral, I would recommend having the same basic shape, but then have that spiral kind of change its position where the stairwells have entrance and access to. And then for as far as what's a good map I can use, I can go to my volcano project. Let's go to that. And we'll go up to the labyrinth map, not the labyrinth, the observatory. So this is how I prioritize height and image. And a lot of these are just like artistic tricks that you can use in general. Like if you were to be drawing a picture, you would do effectively the same thing, right? So I have this cliff, which in orthographic top-down view, it looks like that's pretty far down, right? You know, it's really not that far down. Look at how short that is. You know what I did? Is I took a lot of my rock features and I made them small. So that way it looks like those rocks are pretty far down there, right? And if you add a little shading and a little, you know, smoke and mirrors, same concept. So like I have these trees, this is the same size tree. If I start taking the trees and putting them in like this, you know, it really looks like that's way far down there, right? Especially when you can match up the size to the same asset or the same picture that you draw, the same tree. What's another map I could show you some height on? Let's go to my, so every 2 weeks there's a challenge that we do on the Dungeon Alchemist channel. These are a good couple few. Where is it? There it is. So this is a map that is only, what, 10 by 10? 10 by 10. Super small map. Not that much to work on. I did actually dig a pit to give myself, you know, some actual pittage. But when you're looking at it in top down, it really pulls you and sucks you down. And the reason for that is because, again, I've used assets and I've scaled them down. These mushrooms down in the bottom of the pit are a bit smaller than the mushrooms above them, right? So I take the mushrooms, a key asset of vision that you see, something very specific, and you shrink it down in like a layer or a tier like format, or like a scale that, you know, extends down, right? Gradually changes. Another thing you can do is, you know, kind of add some of these lines that show that it's like sectioned off a little bit. If that was all smooth, it wouldn't look as deep. But with the lines and all the lighting changes, it really starts to trick your eyes. And then like the mushroom, the asset change with the mushroom is the biggest eye trick. If you're doing like something like a tunnel down at the bottom, make it really dark down there, you know? Make whatever's going on at the bottom like super dark and dense so it pulls your eyes in. Yeah. A lot of perspective work. But, you know, like when you're using the 3D program, you can kind of, it's not cheating, it's just it gives you a leg up essentially, where you can get a lot of images and looks and textures and layers from natural shadows that the program makes. So like using 3D can give you a lot, but at the end of the day, these maps are all going to be two-dimensional. At the end of the day, whatever map you draw is going to be two-dimensional, right? So finding these old school like artistic tricks, which are just things that have just been around for a while, and trying to incorporate them into your program or into your whatever you're trying to do, you know, one or two little things can go a long way. Why isn't it letting me? There we go. It's being super chunky right now. I don't know why. They got a bunch of effects on this map. Alright, I gotta export these things before I run out of time. I got like 15 minutes. Yeah, we got a swamp map and an underdark map left for the last map. So I gotta do 2 more maps, and then this 20 road project will be done. Road Pack 2, we're gonna call it. Road Pack 2. long rest and stay a while, you know. Nice. I don't have a candle on that yet. I was gonna do that last. That's right, so I can get rid of it. So this is something I like to do, which is just always making sure my lighting is done appropriately. All right, Jezebel. I don't like those shadows. They're super uneven, and this is the central focal point of my map. This is where I want my players to look the first time always. So I'm gonna make it the brightest part of the map. And you still get some of those shadow lines, but now the whole room brightens up and you can see all the stuff in there. Nice, cool. Well, if you have some experience, a lot of this like 3D, programs and stuff, the first thing it takes is just the ability to work and see in 3D when you're staring at a two-dimensional screen. Like, sculpting clay is one thing when you have the clay in front of you and you can touch it and you can go in 3 dimensions, right? But when you're sculpting clay only on a screen, you gotta find a way to release your brain into 3Dville. You know, it's definitely a skill. I did some ZBrush and so attempted some modeling in the past. Yeah, like I don't know what program you use, like Blender, you can do it on Blender. I use ZBrush Core was what I was using. Why is my mouse just not working? Okay. Yeah, I've also noticed that there's a lot of multiple programs being used. I don't know, somebody on Dungeon Alchemist Discord, they were talking about the process that they use to make character models in 3D, but like personalized ones from their players. So I guess they can, like, with a couple AI programs and like using Maya, Blender, and like all these different things, they can like smash together a full-blown 3D character model art. It's actually pretty crazy. This program is called Dungeon Alchemist. You can find it on Steam. And I don't know if the spring sale is over, but they were on spring sale. No problem. And if you do decide to get the program, send me a message or reach out to me, and I'll totally give you some pointers and some tips. I can sit with you while you kind of click your way through so you can figure it out a little bit. It's pretty straightforward, but a lot of when you want something specific, there's a lot of tricks and ideas that you can do to get that specific look. I definitely would be a supporter of just playing with the program and just, having fun and just, learning on your own time and speed. But once you've done that, come check out the community, see what's out there and what can be offered, Alright, put that back. We're going to shut this off. And now we're going to go and do export. No camp dusk. No. Dusk. 2. Oh, anytime, my friend. Thanks for showing up at the stream today. I appreciate you. And see, we got a follow there as well. Nice, man. And yeah, I mean, if you're on TikTok, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, Blue Sky, starting to increase my social umbrella. you can check out some of my other stuff. And then, like I said, if you just want a couple free maps, if you want the original Road Pack 1, which is 20 different biomes of road maps, that's on my, you can go check out my Patreon there. Export day, snow camp day, snow camp day, snow camp day 2, and dusk. Dusk 2. Whoop. Oh, you know what? I didn't do dawn the right way. I did make a mistake. Export snow camp dawn 2 and night 2. Nice. It's a lot of exports, but I think for this one it's necessary just because you want to be able to have the roof on and off whenever you want. Yeah, take it easy, man. I'm going to run a few errands, and like I said, I'm finishing up here in like 5 minutes, so you have a good day. We'll see you. Peace. Let's see. Let's open up. I always like ending the day on opening up the next map and seeing what it's going to be. Which is the swamp. Put the snow away. What's this? Just probably an old file before I turned it into the finished road, which looks a lot better. Give me that texture. Give me those layers. And then also going to be completing the Underdark Road. What did I make this map look like? Oh yeah, I did a lot of very open cave look, but like you're in the big open cave with a lot of ambient lighting and this big like cliff fall off, like big chutes that disappear into nothingness and void. All right, so swamp campsite is next. And cute little trick before I leave you, you take a map that you want to work on next, and you go and you file, you save. Whatever the last map you save is going to be the map that Dungeon Alchemist opens when you boot up. Alright. There we go. Sweet. Well, thanks everybody who showed up. Appreciate you. We're going to be switching up the schedule in the next week or two and getting it locked in, so you can look to my schedule and just in general a lot of upgrades and quality of life to my channel here on Twitch, and we'll see y'all soon. Take care everybody.